What is up, B3 Outdoors? Today we're heading to Pond X. The reason I'm not naming the pond is because it's a relatively small pond, and the one day I do decide that this channel does get big, if it gets big, I don't want people to go fish it a lot. It can't handle a lot of people, and it's my personal private little honey hole, so it will be referred to as Pond X. I will be fishing here a lot. I love this little pond. If I just need a good day where I can catch numbers and just completely wear them out, I usually go to Pond X. So, with that being said, two things gotta happen first. First, I have to get the boat ready, and two, I have to get gas. Got in my truck, cranked it up to move it, and the low fuel warning came on. So, yeah, we get some gas. Back pocket may cry a little bit, but it's all right. Real quick before we get out of the water, guys, I know a lot of people, they use a 12-volt trolling motor, and 12-volt battery will last a good little while, but not really long enough if you got there for several hours. Unless you spend $300 or $400 on an AGM battery, then yeah, that will last you. But if you, like me, you don't want to put a lot of money, especially to an old John boat like this. What I did is, I'll show you. I went to Walmart and actually picked up, well, this is from Bass Pro Shop. I went to Walmart and picked up a second Everstart, just a $80 battery, $90 battery. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the positive, go to positive, negative, go to negative, and then on my trolling motor hookup, which I have alligator clamped here, I will clamp it on just this battery. And what it's allowing me to do is pull from two batteries to give me essentially double the life. And I do recommend this, especially if you're going to be out on the water for a long time, so you don't have to worry about losing battery. Now, that's tip number one for today. Today's going to be kind of a tip video, so let's actually get on the water now and catch some good old Massachusetts bass. Alright, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. This is not the setup I want to go with. I wanted to go with the GoPro 4, Hero 4, which you are looking at me through now. All my chairs on the front of the boat, and the Hero 5 on the back of the boat. Well, for whatever reason, GoPro had the brilliant idea of not allowing this thing to charge and record at the same time. So, if you're in the market for a GoPro 5, definitely stay away from it. I'm a little bit irritated because that's a very expensive camera that basically is useless to me. So, let's go get some fish. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off with just a Texas rig. Very simple rig to use, weedless and all, because there's a lot of lily pads, a lot of weeds in this particular pond here. I like it. It's very simple. You can imitate a lot of things with it. If I wanted to, I could throw a creature bait on here, and there are some rocky spots in this pond. I can just bump it off the bottom that way, or I can flip it if I put enough big enough weight on here. So, but I'm just going to start with just a simple Texas rig that works fantastic in this pond, and you know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we want to start with that. I don't know how it's going to do, because last week the water temperature was 72, and now the water temperature is down to 66. We had some very cold days up here in Massachusetts, so I don't know what it's going to do to the fish. But we'll find out. They still could be shallow. These fish up here really don't get deterred by cold water too often, so hopefully we still catch some fish in the little shallow part. So what I'm doing now, I'm throwing towards the bank, obviously, and it's about 2 foot deep, 3 foot deep off the bank, and then it drops off quickly to 8 foot deep. So where I'm sitting at is now 8 feet deep. So usually they sit on the edge of that shallow water, that deep water, and wait for prey or something to come over it, or as you'll see when we get on the other side of this little slough here, they were actually hiding pockets of grass and wait for that bait to come over the top of them. So, only one thing to do, that's to fish. Alright, what we we got here? Pickler or bass? You don't know. It's fighting pretty good. So it's a decent sized bass, or it's a pickler. I have a feeling it's going to be a pickler. Oh, no, I'm right. A really nice pickler. Go and find it out. So guys, I'm gonna show you what a pickler is if you don't know what it is. You do not want to lift these things whatsoever. They're very fun to catch. They're very fun to catch, but they're a pain in the ass to get off, and they fight like crazy. So I'm just gonna let him wear himself out. I figured it was a pickler because he wasn't coming to the surface, and it was kind of, I wouldn't say wrong with it, but the way he was fighting was a lot different. So come here. This is actually a very big pickler. Like, probably one of my biggest ones I've ever caught. So you want to hold them really good. And they're very slimy, unfortunately. I don't know how well, but I'm gonna be able to get this sucker off because this sucker is a mean little bastard. It's a decent little pickler there. And what this little big old boy go? Off he goes. So whenever you catch one of those, you have to retie. You hear me say this a lot. If you watch my videos, you retie. Never mind. You retie every so often when you catch bass, because bass don't have teeth, but they're what I would call bristles, or whatever you want to call them, like sandpaper, and they will fray your line. And even depending on where you're fishing at, like vegetation, like I got around here. And if you can hear that, that's the gobbler in the background yelling at me. And it just makes me want to go turkey hunting, but unfortunately I can't do that. So back on track. There he goes again. I'm slightly like agitated because I tried to hunt these turkeys several times and they look. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm not getting sidetracked here. So what I want to do is I'm going to give me a little more slack than what I got here, and I have a little line saver here. I really suggest you, if you're fishing with a weight that slides up and down, get a little line saver. I don't know if you can see that. It saves your line a lot, and also it keeps your lead towards the lure. So I'm gonna go up and cut about, I don't know, about a foot off, like so. In this pond and stuff, I like to use lead. I don't use a lot of tungsten. Number one, tungsten's expensive. Number two, it's full of picklers, and they will snap your line in a heartbeat. I don't feel like, you know, crying over lost tungsten. I don't mind lead. Lead's cheap. I can make lead. I can even buy, you know, a lot of it very cheap. I don't recommend using tungsten here whatsoever. Alright. I think it's another pickler because he's not coming to the top. Yep, it is. Hello picklers, guys. Sorry about the dogs. I can't help that. This one's a little old guy. Beautiful. That's what you want. You want a quick release like that on those guys. Number one, it and you got another thing on up here. Keeps you from having to bring them in the boat, and two, you ain't gotta touch them. Oh yeah, there we go. That's hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Good old dark bass. Not bad. Come here, boy. That. I had you look good. There we go. Very small little dink. Not bad. A largemouth is a largemouth. Sorry about that little guy. Like the little ones are munching today. You notice all the bass here are very dark. Dang, we did have that one hooked. There we go. Oh yeah, decent bass right here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Come here. I got lily pads, got those lily pads. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, yeah. Decent little guy. A pound and a half, 2 pounder there. I think he wanted that. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can just get this. Oh man, you can't ask for a better hook set than that. That's about the average bass out of this little pond. Not bad. Guys, let me tell you, it's been a very, very long hour with no bites. And finally, this little pipsqueak here decided he wanted to munch. So apparently today is Dink day because all I'm catching these little yearlings. That's a decent one. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, I thought he was bigger than that. I did think he was bigger than that the way he fought. No, stop. I'm telling you, it is Dink City today. Jeez. Oh, I got one. Another one. Another little small. Jesus. Watch these guys. Boop. Quick release. This is a better one, guys. Alright. That's not too bad of a little warm bass there. Well, with this one being caught, I'm going to call it a day. I have to go to, unfortunately, can't sit out here and fish all afternoon like I usually do. I do have to go to class at night, and that is ruining my fishing day. But not a bad note to end on. So we'll let this little guy go back and get a long ride to the boat landing. Okay guys, we're back on. Today was a very slow day on that particular pond. It's still kind of early, and last week the water temperature was about 75 degrees. Today was about 66 degrees, so we had a real cold snap come through, brought the water temperature down. So I'm thinking it pushed those bass back into deeper water. It happens. That's why it's called fishing. So we did catch a few, as you saw, but I think that's about it. Oh, by the way, our hats are in our store. I will link that in the description below. If you want a cool B3 hat, you can go buy them there. Next week, me and Brooke are heading down to the coast, off the coast of Rhode Island. We're going to see if we can't get some striped bass. Apparently they're schooling pretty good this time of year. So hopefully we can hook up on a few decent striped bass. But I think that's all. So until next time, guys, every adventure is one to remember.